connections to me. I'm sure network connections can definitely be developed over the course of time. Hence, business into marketing is definitely something anyone can venture into. It has a lot of rewards and it will definitely reap a lot of um, good future prospects as well in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mayor. It was a
Yes.
pleasure interviewing you today. With that, I would like to hand over control to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Shah.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Mayur, for your excellent answers. Thank you to the interviewer as well, the Toastmaster Subhashini. Now, as we come to the general evaluator session, I'll be calling upon my tag team one by one for them to give their reports. So first, I'd like to call the timer, Toastmaster Aarti. Uh, yes, Toastmaster Mayur.
Toastmaster Sean, we are a small group of Toastmasters who have joined this meeting. I feel me being the only prepared speaker, I feel it is unfair on my part that you all don't get an opportunity. Can I wear the hat of a table topics master and give you all a short topic if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure. We'd be more than honored to have you as the table topics master.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. Timer, are you prepared? One and a half, and two.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, thank you. Um, Toastmaster Roshni, which is a sport that you recently saw that made you awe and you wish to play? Which is a sport that you recently saw that made you awe and that you wish to play? Toastmaster Roshni.
Yes, sir. So recently, for my sem break, I was traveling and I was in the airport, and in the TV there was a kabaddi match playing, and I want to make sure everyone knows what kabaddi is.
Yes.
Okay, so it just reminded me of all of my school days where we would push all of the benches to one side of the class, make borders with tape, and just play kabaddi and just pray to God that the teacher doesn't catch us. So yeah, I think that was one of my recent experiences that made me want to go back to school, and it reminded me of so many childhood memories. And yeah, I think kabaddi was the sport that I saw, and I really wanted to go back to that. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roshni. Toastmaster Aarti, uh, what is something exciting that you did recently? What is something exciting that you did recently?
Okay, could someone time me first?
Yes.
Okay. Something exciting that I did recently. Well, my exams just got over last week, so it would definitely be way before that. So let me think. Okay. So I remember, the thing is, I live in a four-sharing room, obviously, and over there, I'm an introvert, so I usually don't talk to people much. And with my roommates also, it's not a very social relationship, or it's not a very, like, how to say, it's not very close, or um, it's not very unsocial. It's just a normal roommate relationship. But then during the last day, I think the last exam, after our exam got over, the four of us were in the room. For some reason, we decided to click a picture together. We did not have a bond, actually. We did not have any kind of an emotional bond. But then we thought that maybe we have been in the same room for the past 6 months, and maybe we do have a very respectful relationship. So maybe we should click a picture together. So that's when we decided to click a picture, and for me, it was kind of exciting in the last recent days. So yeah, that was the most exciting thing recently. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aarti. You've spoken for 1 minute and 20 seconds. The speech that you gave was a well-rounded one. You were able to immediately grasp onto the topic and you continued with what felt true to your heart. Um, Bringing personal stories into a table topic speech is one that really works. A point of feedback will be in the later half of your speech, when the green card comes up, you can try to make it relatable to the audience. In the first half of a table topic speech, we can usually use the approach of having our personal story. And in the later half of our speech, we can make it relatable to the audience. Thereby, you bridge the speech on the whole. And if you can give a concluding point, that will also bring in a wholesome speech. Toastmaster Roshni, in your attempt in table topics, you wonderfully connected, and the manner in which you were able to say about how Kabaddi brought in nostalgic memories for you from your school days was really very nice. Um, I do hope we will be able to see an Olympic champion from you in the sport of Kabaddi very soon. Uh, Toastmaster Sean, if you were to build something amazing, a physical structure, where will you derive inspiration from? If you were to build something physical, where will you derive inspiration from? Toastmaster Sean.
As an engineer, right? Since I'm a computer engineer, my constructs are mostly in binary. They're all in zeros and ones. So building a physical structure is something of a novel concept for me, right? Because of I think the last time I've probably built something physical was probably structures out of Lego or toys back when I was a young kid, years, decades ago, if you will. So, if I were to build a structure, I would. I am Malayali. I am in the land of Kerala. We have very beautiful structures, the ancient homes, the Taravads, as we call them. The way they've built it, the way they've structured it, open courtyards, open windows, open corridors. It's a very freeing sort of building, right? A lot of natural air, a lot of natural light. I think if I were ever to build a physical structure, I hope I could, not maybe not exactly replicate it. I would be able to derive inspiration from it. Maybe build something that gives a similar vibe, something that evokes that same open feeling that a traditional Tharavad would bring. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sean. Uh, right from starting your speech on the way of an internal reflection about the way your brain is tuned about zeros and ones, you went on to speak about um, how you will be able to derive inspiration. And from there on, you mentioned Legos. Wow, what a nostalgic memory that is for everybody. From there on, you went into where you will be able to derive inspiration from about the wonderful cultural and classic Kerala architectures. It is really amazing. You were able to tie up all these things into a whole packaged speech. The vivid descriptions and imagery that you brought in was wonderful. Um, my best wishes for you to adventure more into table topics with a lot more vigor and passion in what you want to say within the 1 to 2 minutes. Bring in a lot more passion into what you want to say. Uh, Toastmaster Aditya, good evening.
Yes.
The topic for you is tell us about your favorite person who's not from your own field of study or field of from your field. Tell us about your favorite person who's not from your field.
Well, if you have to put it that way, I would assume you were talking about a friend of mine who isn't necessarily in engineering, who doesn't share the same worries I do, the schedule I do. Someone who wouldn't seem as relatable, but somehow is. And the only person I can pinpoint to is my friend Niman. It's his birthday today. He's a friend of mine who is studying culinary arts. He's currently in Hong Kong doing an internship for one of the best restaurants over there, and I am incredibly proud of him for one. He is what you would call both the purest of heart and the innocent of the most. He brings out a certain light within me where I can see myself become a new person, where I don't have to worry about language I use or where I don't have to worry about how things might turn out. He is this person who's like a rock, who's always there, and no matter what happens, he says, let's keep going. It doesn't seem at first that an engineering student and a culinary arts student might mesh, but I've gotten to know him as a person, and that meshes a lot better for me. That gives me a sense of belonging that I haven't had even with some of my friends who are engineers. I truly believe if I hadn't met him, my life would have been lesser. Maybe I would have found things more relatable if I had an engineering friend. Maybe I would rant about the same exams, the portions, our syllabus, our professors. But there is something refreshing about someone who provides an entirely new perspective on your life. Because there was once an incident where I went to him and I told him, I have exams next week and you have 3 months of holidays. How is that fair? And that doesn't seem like an easy question to answer, but he said, listen to me. If you're going to change the world, you got to do it right. And the moment he said that, I understood the weight, the impact of what I was going to do. Sure, the exams seem unnecessary, they seem tiresome, bothersome, and it doesn't seem like it's worth preparing for just to write on a piece of paper. But the work I will do because of that, the knowledge I will gain because of that, will truly impact something. And that is something only he's been able to show. So yeah, he's the person I would like you all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. The chef friend of yours, we got to know about him. It would have been nice if you would have repeated his name once again in the conclusion, because for to you he is a known person. For us, he's a character. So, in the conclusion of your speech, if you could have repeated his name once again, it might have registered well into the hearts of the audience. It is amazing to know that you have a friend who is following the passion and exploring the culinary arts, and we got to know about him. The manner in which you constructed your whole speech was really nice. You were able to bring in the whole thought about what you felt from your heart. You, through the whole speech, was an answer to the topic that was given to you. Whereas you can try in the future attempts to bridge the gap between you and the audience. Like I said, you if you're addressing the question in the first half of the speech, in the later half of the speech you can make it relatable on how like how your friend went and ventured into the culinary arts. If we all also can follow our passion and venture into what we want to, it will make us more happier. If you can make that a concluding point, it will become a more wholesome speech. Thank you. Toastmaster Subhashini, hi.
Hello, Toastmaster.
Yes. Um, the topic for you is where would you like to go for your next holiday? Where would you like to go for your next holiday and inspire us to also go for a holiday to the same place?
Good, good evening, everyone. I think for my next holiday, it's a trip I've actually planned and we were supposed to go to, but something that COVID did not let happen. And that place would be Greece. Now, I'm not going to, like, my trip is not going to be just going to the beach and lounging around. Rather, so growing up, I was, and still now, I am a big fan of Greek mythology. And so this trip would feature a lot of places that are significant to Greek mythology. So we would visit the island of Crete, visit Mount Olympus, of course we would be visiting Athens and the Parthenon. So all of these places that are important to Greek mythology, and I will be dragging my parents along with me and making them miss out on all the popular tourist spots. But this is one part of it. The other very important part is food, of course. The last time I was allowed to plan a trip, I well had a full documented list of what to eat, where to eat. And for Greece, it's already in my head. I must be grabbing a gyro every day. There is way too much to eat in Greece. So I will probably return 5, 6 kgs heavier than when I reached. So Greece is such a popular tourist destination. It's a country that runs on tourism, but I think I would prefer to go off the beaten track and not just, all the beautiful places that you have to stand and angle yourself so that you don't get other people in photos. I am sure Santorini is beautiful, but I would definitely try to explore all the other islands. If by the time I actually end up doing this trip, I manage to get a scuba diving license, I would definitely go explore the ruins. And yeah, it's a trip I'm super excited for, and I will definitely do it sometime in my life. Thank you. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subhashni. You very well answered the topic that was given to you. You painted a vivid and picturesque description about what Greece is all about. You also made me nostalgic about playing Age of Empires when I was a child because it has a lot of Greek mythology coming up in those games. The manner in which you were able to describe those places with so much passion was really nice. Um, like I mentioned, in your conclusion, you could have just said, you could have bridged the gap. You can say, so because of all these reasons, if you guys also are planning for a next holiday to Europe, definitely go to Greece. If that was a concluding sentence, it would have bridged the gap. So on that note, I hope all five of you have had a wholesome table topic experience, and I hand over the screen back to Toastmaster Sean. Thank you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Mayur. Thank you very much for both the not only the table topics but also the individual feedback. Thank you very much for that session. Now I'd like to call upon the individual evaluator, Toastmaster Subhashni, to give her report.
Sorry about that. Good evening, everyone. I am Toastmaster Subhashini once again. And so I was the individual evaluator and the interviewer for Toast DTM Bio's level 3 as a part of level 3 elective from the pathway visionary communication. And this was an interview. So the objective of the speech was of the project was for the member to practice the skills needed to present themselves well in an interview. And I think Toastmaster DTM Mayur passed with flying colors. It was they were very there were a lot of insightful answers. I think the audience had a lot to learn from each of the answers, and from DTM Mayur's experience as a working professional, there were there was much to be gained. So thank you for your very good answers. Now the main criteria that the speech is to be evaluated on, according to the evaluation sheet, is I will go through them one by one, and we will I will let you know how it was. Clarity. So the spoken language is clear and easily understood. I think that was without a doubt. All Every answer was very clear and mostly to the point. Vocal variety, while there wasn't a lot of extravagant vocal variety, it was just right for an interview, so there are no complaints there. Or the gestures, I do commend Toastmaster Mayur for actually being able to incorporate gestures even with it being an online meeting. So we were still able to see, and the camera position is also commendable. We can see Toastmaster Mayur up to the torso, and so we can see the hand gestures as well. Now, the comfort level, voice, impromptu, all of these were just right. So overall, this is just a long-winded way of saying it was a very good interview session. Now, moving on to things that can be improved, I'm going to go question-wise because I felt that the first two questions were perfect. There wasn't really anything I could suggest. But for the third question, with regards to continuous improvement plans, I think the answer was a little long-winded. I don't think I got the exact answer I expected. Um, so I think for certain questions, maybe there could have been better answers. But again, this is pinpointing a particular question. As a whole, the interview was very good. And yes, besides that, it was a pretty good interview. I'm sorry, this is my first time evaluating an this sort of a session, so it is a little tricky for me. But I hope you've had a good experience, and that I'd like to pass over control to the general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Subhashini, for your individual evaluation. Now, I'd like to call upon the tag team for their reports, starting with the timer, Toastmaster Aarti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sean. So, good evening, everyone. Once again, I'm here with my report. So, starting from the speech that we had by distinguished Toastmaster Mayur, he spoke for 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Subhashini, for her individual evaluation, spoke for 2 minutes and 50 seconds. In the table topic session, Toastmaster Roshni spoke for 47 seconds. Myself, Toastmaster Aarti, spoke for 1 minute 20 seconds. Toastmaster Sean spoke for 1 minute 25 seconds. Toastmaster Aditya spoke for 2 minutes 13 seconds. And Toastmaster Subhashini spoke for 2 minutes. So I conclude my report with this. Back to General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Aarti. Now, I'd like to call upon the accountant, Toastmaster Roshni.
Hello again. So, Toastmaster Mayur, your speech had 11 ums and 5 ers. Toastmaster Aarti in your table topic session had 1 and 3 repetitions. Toastmaster Sean had 4 ers and 1 repetition. Toastmaster Aditya, sorry, I just dropped my pencil. You were good as always. Toastmaster Subhashini had 1 so, 3 ums and 4 ers in your individual report as well as your table topic session. That will be.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Roshni. Now, coming to the grammarians report, it was an excellent session. I didn't have to do much work. I didn't really notice any bad usages of grammar. Some points where it could be improved. I think it was said it prolonged my graduation at one point. There, you could have said something like it delayed my graduation or it extended my education by another year instead of prolonged. Then there was a phrase where it'll be a good value addition. There it could have just been it will be a good addition or it will be of good value. And another was venture into potential possibilities. Here, potential and possibilities both reflect chance, a probability, right? So you can just say venture into other possibilities or venture into other potential things or something like that, something along that same lines instead of repeating both potential and possibilities. And I told at the beginning of the session that I'll be choosing a word of the day from everything that you guys have spoken about. And the word of the day is intrigue. It was used by distinguished Toastmaster Mayur in his speech. And intrigue, it means to arouse or to evoke someone's curiosity, to fascinate something. And intrigue is, it's a very, like the name says, it's a very intriguing, it's a very fun word to say. And I'm very sad that it isn't used as often in conversation. Now, I'd like to go around just saying this is intriguing all the time, but sadly, that opportunity doesn't come as much as I want to. Now, that basically concludes my grammarians report. As the general evaluator, my report is again similarly. It's not really much to say. The meeting started 10 minutes late. Then we had an excellent session in the interview Q&A session from distinguished Toastmaster Mayur and Toastmaster Subhashini. Thank you to both of them for their amazing participation. I'd also like to thank distinguished Toastmaster Mayur for his impromptu table topic session, which, thank you very much. I know like you came to give a speech and then you took up a role as well. While we try to make sure prepared speakers don't take up any roles or anything so that it's easier for them to focus on their speech. So thank you for taking up the role of table topics master. I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say that thank you both for the session and for the individual feedback as well. With that basically concludes the whole report session. As I think Toastmaster Subhashini will be sharing a link there you can vote for the best role players of today. Please take a moment to do Now, as all of you know, our elections are coming up soon. Nominations for roles close tonight. So, if you haven't already, I urge you to nominate yourself for a role. And if you have, you might as well as nominate for a second role. Uh, so, our the nominations close tonight, and our elections will be held next Friday at I think 8 p.m. That was the time we selected. More on that. I'll give you more details. Tomorrow, the election slate will be released. And obviously, that won't be the end for nominations, of course. On the day of the election, you will be allowed to floor nominate either yourself or other people. Please note that if you are nominating someone else, you'll also need someone else to second your nomination. All right. So if you are planning on nominating someone else for a role, please keep that in mind. You'll have to find someone to support your nomination as well. Yeah, Aditya.
Supporting a nomination. They cannot be the person you're nominating, right? It has to be another person.
Yes, it has to be someone else. Again, there is nothing stopping from the person who is being nominated from nominating themselves, obviously. So yeah, we'll see as long. So basically, tomorrow the slate will be released. Once that happens, then the candidates who are on the slate will be given an opportunity to do campaigning. So they'll be allowed to post agenda or post a message basically given on their goals, what they're focusing on for the upcoming term, just so that you can understand who to vote for, what voting for a person will sort of get you, right? And that's basically our schedule for the upcoming week. So basically, look forward to it. I expect all of your participation at the election next week, and the results for the forms. The best role player was the table topics master, distinguished Toastmaster Mayur. The best tag team, that is the auxiliary role player, was the our counter Toastmaster Roshni. And the best table topics was myself, Toastmaster Sean. Thank you very much for attending meeting number 320. We have 5 meetings until our milestone meeting in December. Stay tuned for that. We have things in works, we have things plans. So look forward to the meeting, and keep attending the meetings. You might drop small hints throughout meeting, what to expect, that sort of stuff. So thank you very much. With that, I'd like to adjourn meeting number 320. Feel free to stay and network. Feel free to leave. Thank you very much for attending meeting number 320. Have a good evening.
Don, why is it a holiday?
Which day?
Like you